It's Nerding Out with Merik. Hey, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome to the WBSMT radio studio. Which
Thank you for having me.
is really just Skype in my basement. But welcome. You go by Merik, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, because I heard you on the Clash cast, and that's what I thought. But I know your accounts all have that in the name, right?
Or
or
for
at
the
least
most part, two of them do. The other one doesn't, but I fiddle with it often. You know, that name change button calls me.
Have you thought about it?
I've thought about it. I probably have too many options, and that's why I haven't done it.
I really should just lock my name in because I'm afraid I'm gonna drink too much one night and change it to something ridiculous. More ridiculous than Britney Spears, which, if that's possible.
It's totally possible.
Probably.
Yeah.
It'll be like Carney Wilson.
Yeah. Carney Wilson.
And then I'll wake up and go, oh my God, I'm Carney Wilson for the rest of my life.
The fuck have I done?
Yeah. It's crazy. But, and so we've been just chatting while we were setting up, and it's one of those cases of save it for the show because we start talking about everything, and it's so easy just to start going. And we thought, for this episode, we talk a little bit more about TH8 stuff and earlier town halls, because your main is TH8, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm playing an 8 now, and I had to tell you, it's a whole different ball game, even playing it again. So there's a lot, and you had actually helped me a ton in Kent Farmhouse 2.0 or K Farmhouse 2.0 when I was over there, because I was brand new to hogging. And you were telling me, and I thought this was really, really great advice, and I don't know why I didn't think of it. You know, it's one of those things where maybe at one time you maybe realize it, and I do this with a jump spell and things like that, but you were talking about centering it on a building and where your hogs are going to path around it. And I think I usually use it to adapt, the hogs are going here, I'm going to put it here. But you were making me look at the base in terms of, okay, here's one thing, and this is going to be able to heal it all around while they go around. And it was pretty cool because it wasn't necessarily on a defense. It might have been on a storage where there's all defenses.
Or even a fence. I mean, a wall. I'll always make sure I have that center point and know what it is I'm going to touch on the screen that has the most defenses in the radius.
So what is the radius, or what's the diameter of that spell?
I don't know. I know that it can cover, you can cover five defenses fully if they're all, together. But I don't know the actual radius.
Well, and the jump spell kind of changed, and I think with the earthquake, I've been really kind of more aware of it, because I know that it can break walls. If there's two buildings right next to each other, it can break walls in front and in back of them. And so I know, so I'm paying a lot more attention to that diameter.
That's it. Good point. Because you made that point about the earthquake spell, and you made that point to someone, and I heard you, and I've been, I took that with me when I started playing with earthquake, which whenever I have enough DE, I like to play with it, but then I'll just leave it alone when you go on your DE strikes to farm. But you brought that, so I guess it was tit for tat on spell usage on that one.
Cool. Yeah, and I love that quake because if you do have those 4 buildings in a box, which happens a lot, and you quake right in the very dead center, you can bust open that entire box, except for the corners. But it'll do that. But it seems like a lot of times I'll be trying to quake out on a long wall or something, and it just doesn't go quite where I want. So I'm still playing with it, but actually I've been doing a little bit more jump spell, and my quake's almost maxed. Tonight it'll be done. But
Nice.
so you know what? I guess before we kind of really dig in, so how long have you been playing? Where are you at in the game? That type of stuff.
Okay. Well, sorry. I picked up the game. I guess my first achievement's January 20th of, this year. But I know that after I started playing, I put it down. So I imagine I really picked it up. It was the beginning of February because I got laid off February 9th, and I was already playing it. Like I was already talking to my coworkers about it. So I know that beginning of February, was when I got hooked. Cool. And like really just flew through this first couple of town halls. I'm just a few days away from being a completely maxed Town Hall 8.
Wow.
I'm in Camp Farmhouse 2.
Nice. And congrats, didn't you guys just you hit clan level 4, I think I saw on Twitter?
We did, yeah. We hit clan level 4 with our war that ended yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's just all the more closer to that clan level 5, which is what we're all pushing for.
The holy grail of Clash.
Yeah. It's I guess I'll get like some finer points later, but it's funny. All of my clans, when Clan XP started, I was in a clan and we pushed. I stayed with them until we got to 5, and then I left. And ever since then, I keep going into clans that are new.
Yeah.
It's like every clan I'm in is still climbing to 5 right now. It's kind of funny. Like, XP's been around for a long time, but I still...
You don't enjoy it? You don't reap the rewards?
Yeah, I don't get to enjoy that troop upgrade yet, which is really that's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And, later. But, so I've been playing that long, yeah.
And then your other one's in L2, House of L2.
I have an account in House of L2, that's America Green. And then my third account, Goddamn Righteous, is still at co-leader in level 33.
Do you think you could get reported for that?
No. You know what? I thought I would, but I still haven't. Here. That was me knocking on wood.
Yeah. I'm just wondering because I'm like, I guess you could be like, well, it's my middle name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, just tell.
Yeah, I guess so. If it got, if I had to change it, I have plenty of other names I want to change it to.
I wonder if they'd give you a free name change.
They better. If they make you change it, I think they should.
Yeah, I would totally agree to that.
That's the only account that I have a name change left. And I don't want to lock it in because I sometimes I want to change it. It's like, I don't know. I like the name though because it's a mini, and then the clan. It's like a kind of a low defenseless, and I'm in a clan with a bunch of cocky dicks.
Okay.
And Goddamn Righteous really fits. Like,
and where is that at?
Level 33.1. The property of LexCorp.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Defenseless.
Are you in the main LexCorp?
What was that?
Are you in the main LexCorp?
No.
Okay.
Just this one. It's an experimental level of the Luther Core building where he worked on experiments and crap. Thus the name, and thus why we have experimental defenseless accounts.
Oh, okay.
It's illness baby. One of his ideas. I think I was the second one in the clan just by timing.
I remember you talking about that now. I mean, on their podcast. And if you haven't listened to it yet, you should definitely check out the Clashcast with Merik and the other episodes. It's I finally got to get caught up over this last weekend on a trip, and it was really good radio. Fun to listen to.
Laughs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, yeah. God, there's so many good parts too. It's like I want to. I had sent those guys a couple messages in our podcast chat. They said, "Oh, I loved like JJ's call on the last one. I was dying laughing. Oh my God!
I was really surprised that they used me for the intro. I mean,
you were on the intro too. That's right.
Yeah, it surprised me. But JJ's call cracked me up. Really, yeah.
Yeah, I was driving and I was just dying. And oh man, Yeah, and so I was like, I told them, I'm like, that's so hilarious. So I'm gonna have those guys on next week sometime to do nerding out with them, since it's been a while since we caught up.
Sweet.
And it's always funny because after you've done like interviews with people and then you like, knowing those guys for a long time, it's like you, and I say this to the Clash Cast guys all the time, or not the Clash Cast, but the Clash Files. I'm like, I just want to come back home and like go talk about it. You know what I mean? Like I want to text them or send them messages or whatever. But so yeah, you're a co-leader over there, right? In that,
yes,
if I remember right. Cool.
Yeah, co-leader. There's a couple of us, a couple co-leaders, because there had to be, because there's so many of us, and we have multiple accounts. There's not always someone there, so we need more people to kind of keep the peace or whatever it may be. But so we have like maybe 5 or 6 co-leaders and like 10 elders. It's quite a few, but there's never anyone around. We need people to open the door and let blend and crap. So
especially in a new
cool.
clan. I mean, I guess it's been like a while now, right?
Yeah, we're level 3. We're on this war is going to be our 20th straight win if we win, and we're all experienced players, so it doesn't take a lot of clan management. It's like everyone knows what they need to do. Yeah, everyone pops in, does their job. If someone overlooks filling the clan castles, someone will jump on mine and light a fire under everyone's ass, and that's about it, man. It runs really well.
Cool. And okay, wait, so let me get this right though. You guys have experimental town halls in there, defenseless.
Yeah.
And you have 20 straight war wins? How is that working?
Well, because when you fuck with the war weights and you work on your offense, you're really, we're gaming the system, so to say. We're not doing it for that reason, but so our matches are coming up. They match us in defense weight, but our offense is way higher.
So what do you?
Or not way higher in most cases. Like when I was a 6, I was hitting 6s. I wasn't like, really taking advantage of it. That's not what we're trying to do, but we're just getting easier matches, and then
why not?
Some of our
Have
lower
fun
town
with it. These are fun accounts.
Are really low. Like. And we'll come up against, some of those clans that half of them don't even know how to, really war. But now that our core is upgrading their town halls and certain things are upgrading, we're pulling better matches now. And we're still winning, but we're actually pulling.
But how does that even work? Like, because you have, is it like mostly defenseless accounts, or is it just like,
most? Well, okay. Every account is supposed to be experimental in some way, and every account is. Some are just slight, because people didn't know what they were going to do or didn't know what they were doing. Scott's the pro at defenseless, but no one else knows it like he does. And so every account in there, they range from no defenses at all to like a third of the defenses, like half the defenses. Wow. Certain defenses, like just air defense or just point defense. Like my account is, I've got, 3 ATs, 3 cannons, and 2 splash, and that's it. And that's how I've kept it for, a couple upgrades now. I'm just maxing what I have.
So how are you? I guess my question is, it's like, are they just, even with less defenses, they still can't 3-star everybody? Or, I mean, like the people
there's that. Well, they're not always using all their attacks.
Okay.
There's that. But then I think when people attack a defenseless, a lot of times they don't take certain things into consideration, like if there's traps. They'll go to fight us or, go to attack one of us. And I think they see no defenses. So maybe they think, clan castle troops, because people don't lure me a lot. Okay. And maybe it's because I don't have walls. I don't know, but I guess they just don't see any walls.
The easiest lure in the world, and they don't.
Yeah, and then my wizards just demolish them. Like, that's usually what happens. Like, really. I think people, I don't know. I think it just catches some people off guard, and then we hit them hard, and within 4 hours, we usually have a perfect war, and some of them give up.
I bet. Well, and I just remember like Taco Rob when he was in Zod, and he had the Wallace account, and people would just go in and hit him over and over again, because it was like, okay, I'm gonna go in and take this guy. They couldn't do it. Then they'd go in again, and then they didn't do it, and I think it just pissed him off. And so you kind of get like for that base, it was like you could eat a bunch of defenses. And I think, and people just wasted their attacks. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like what it is. I always wanted to see his, what does he call it? His new brute. I've always wanted to see it like in a war attack. Like, he uses walls, but minimal. It's like 60 walls and 2 of each defense.
Well,
I've never seen it.
What's his main? Is his main account Taco Lover?
I believe so. Yeah, he's got an account in 33 now too. He just took it over there today. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've talked about Taco a lot throughout the podcast because of that base, and kind of refer to like a Wallace as a taco base.
Okay.
From back in the day, because it was like the first time I'd ever seen anything like that, and Boneyard was like, "What in the hell? That will never work," and it totally did. So it kind of caught us all off guard, I think.
I'm sure.
So with your TH8, then you just decided. So how long have you been at TH8 to max it out?
I've been at Town Hall 8. I know the exact date. I became a Town Hall 8 on May 1st. That would be when my builders stopped building on May 1st. So
we're talking like 2.5 months.
Yeah, 2.5 months, and I think I would have done it a lot quicker, but I slowed down and I got really busy. But I got to Town Hall 8. Like, if I would have kept playing at that rate, I think I would have hit the button a few weeks ago for Town Hall 9.
Okay, so being fresh in your head, hitting Town Hall 8, what did you upgrade first? Where were you at, like, as a 7? Were you, like, a max 7?
Yeah, I was completely maxed. I was completely maxed 7.
Okay.
And then, oh God, I'm sorry. What was the first part of your question?
So I guess I probably didn't even finish the question. So what did you do, like, first?
Oh, what did I upgrade first?
Yeah, what was your priority list?
Okay, I got you. Okay, I was war. War was my priority. I think, I got hooked on war early. That's actually what hooked me into the game. Once I started warring, in random shit clans, is when I got hooked. I couldn't keep my finger off that. When I was a co in my first clan,
You're like,
we warred nonstop, and I was like at Town Hall 5. Like, I just, that was fun.
We're doing it. We're fucking doing it.
I was in a a war clan, so to speak, as a Town Hall 7, and maxing whatever. So I had started to learn I wanted to go to another clan, like go find something more, centered around strategy and stuff like that, and 3-star attacks. So I already knew I was war focused. So the first thing I did was push to get my dragons to level 3 when I got to Town Hall 8, because I was using them as a 7, and then after that I actually dropped money so I could focus on my offense even more and get my hogs and my king done right away.
Okay.
I didn't drop any new defenses until I had my king done and my hogs done and like wizards and loons or something.
So you're king to 10, right?
Yeah.
What can you go to king at on Tunnel 7? I don't even remember. 5. Okay. Yeah, see, it's like some of these things, and that's why I have to say, like, playing my Town Hall 8 and even talking about like Town Hall 8 stuff. Well, first of all, hog attacks at 8, different world for me. But like things with like the heal spell and stuff, things that you might use in a different comp as a higher level town hall, or if you're a straight air person or if you're a straight ground person, it's like you practice all the time doing certain attacks, and there's things you just forget about or you haven't really experienced, and so it's always really cool to go back to me and like to Brittany's made me a better player at Town Hall 10, even though you couldn't tell it by my war attacks. But I understand, like, I get a different feel for like hit points and damage per second and things like that. And hopefully one day it'll all pay off in the end. Oh,
it will.
Yeah.
I think also when you have second accounts, you learn the troop behavior better, and like you'll start looking at troops in different ways and using different troops more. I've already forgotten. I was an awesome dragooner. Like I was at Town Hall 7, I was taking out 8s, and I was so good at dragooning. But it got boring. But here, what is it? Two months later, I go over to the event, Buckeyes event, and I can't use drags for shit anymore. So I mean, it's funny how quick I lost the skill.
Yeah,
and,
or you look at a base through a whole different framework. Like you look at it and you see like, whereas I'd look at now, like with Brittany, I'd look at it and go, okay, yeah, dragon, I'd hit it this way, this way. And now, I look at it and I don't even think dragon. So if I would switch that focus, I've probably lost like the touch of knowing the power of my dragons or what I can reasonably, accomplish with the, Town Hall 8 attack. And I have to say, like, and as I'll get back to like, what you max first, but, not all Town Hall 8s are created the same. And there's a lot of time between turning Town Hall 8 and becoming like a mature Town Hall 8. Because, I mean, just hogs alone, for me, because I didn't have hogs maxed, I mean, it took me weeks to get those done and then get the spells to the right levels to use, for hogs and stuff. So, what did you, okay, so you did drags first.
Did drags first.
And then,
and hogs and my king. What I did is I dropped some money for gems, and then I boost all my barracks or whatever, jump in there, farm like a madman, get enough DE to put my hogs in the lab or my king down, and then do that, and then just keep farming until I had enough DE to do the other, and then keep farming until I had enough DE and then I gem the time and restart them on the next level, and then farm up enough DE and do the same on the king. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it still took. Hogs take 30 days, in the lab, pretty much, like 6, 8, 10, and then.
Were your hogs level 1?
Yeah, I was hogs level 1.
Yeah, me too.
So so when I said I was completely maxed 7, that didn't include my lab. I had neglected healers. I had neglected just healers.
Yeah. Well, I can't. Honestly, like as a Town Hall 10, I can believe my heroes or my healers are done, but I have no idea why I ever did them. Because after those air mines came out, the Seeking Air Mines and stuff, it was like you couldn't use them. It was like so I had never used a healer until. I mean, I'd used them maybe back in the day, or like before the air mines came out, but it was like, why? And even on my on Brittany, I think I had them leveled up, and I think it was just because there was something else to do.
Yeah, I think I ended up doing my healers as a, because I knew I wanted them. Of course, you just want them, even just to look good on your profile screen.
Yeah, just to have that completed.
Yeah. When I started them, it was just because I didn't have enough to do something else, and my lab was idle. I don't like my lab to be idle.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's the first rule of Clash for me, is your lab should never be idle.
And your builders, if you can help it.
Yes. I think, I agree. I mean, I think builders should be busy. But I think sometimes there's a lot of pressure, especially if you got like the extra builders. Like some people I know that are playing, I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about keeping them going. Like maybe just save up for the big thing, the next thing that you need to do, and don't worry about having them keep doing something all the time.
True.
Because I was been like, one of my builders is sleepy. It really sucks. But you know what? Later on in the game, you're going to have a lot of sleepy time. Like I think the last time I don't even remember the last time I had 5 builders going. So I've got a lot of downtime. But so I think
all mine are going to be asleep. So
yeah, I would say
pretty soon all of them will be.
I would say on like with the builders, I would say it's okay to have sleepy builders if it's in terms of offensive upgrades. Like right now, Brittany's just been throwing all the gold into walls just to keep gold low and get the king to 40 or to 10, 40. God, to 10. It's at 9 right now. So, but it's freaking hard at TH8 to save up 40,000 dark elixir if you're not farming.
Oh no, I couldn't imagine if you weren't farming. Oh my God.
Yeah, I just had kind of quit farming because it's really hard for me to be in 2 places, with different accounts, and then like playing on an iPhone 5 on one. I mean, that sounds like a whiny, whatever, but you playing on that, and then I'm trying to do my main, and so it's like, ugh. But I just kind of followed Sasquatch's advice, and I was just like, you know what? I'll collect. I've got a bunch of level 8 walls on Brittany. Defenses are low. And once the king goes up, then I'll keep going with it. But what was your defensive upgrades?
My defensive upgrades now.
Or buildings, I guess. Did you go lab first?
Well, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, obviously lab. You know what I learned is that you can upgrade your lab while it's upgrading something. So that's what I'm looking forward to now. So I haven't started my last P.E.K.K.A level because I don't use P.E.K.K.As, and I'll actually do it when I'm doing the whole transitioning to Town Hall 9 and upgrading my lab, because might as well have something upgrading in it while it's...
I'm going to put this out there to people. If it's worked for you lately, tweet me or Merik and let us know, because somebody in the clan is about to do this, and I've asked a few different people. Some people say yes, some people say no, but I thought people have said that it does. But somebody said it. Well, no, that was changed a while ago. But I think it's worth a gamble, anyways. I mean, why not start something and then upgrade your lab and see if it works?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to try. I'll be trying it soon. But if someone would let me know not to waste the time if it doesn't work, that'd be great. Yeah. Then I could start my P.E.K.K.As earlier. Yeah. Or ignore them.
Yeah, or wait for them. One other quick little thing before.
Go ahead.
Just because it's fresh in my mind. If your expensive troops are about to hit a new level, like wall breakers, fill up your barracks right beforehand.
Yeah.
Then when it is finished upgrading, delete them all. Sell them back. Easy loot. Things we haven't mentioned in a long time on the podcast, but I know some people who are very low in the game, and so talking about all the like really fresh stuff, it's like kind of digging back into the memory, and I just gave that piece of advice today. So lab,
CC CC, because no spell factory to Town Hall 8 and no camps.
Yep.
So I did my lab, obviously my lab and my CC. I wasn't even in a hurry for barracks because I didn't care about getting the P.E.K.K.A. But I'm sure I did them in there just to have something for my builders working on.
Yeah.
To be working on. Once I started defenses, which once I got my lab, fairly a good way done, I started defenses, and I concentrated on air defense. When you're at the lower Town Hall 7 and 8, drag attacks are, they're everywhere, and you get wrecked. Once you get, so it was my ADs, and then I started focusing on my Teslas because they take forever. And I was doing Teslas and Archer Towers, like, intermittently.
And they don't seem that important either. Like they go, oh yeah,
They
look at the
don't.
range, but they're fucking killer.
Now that those three things are maxed, like my base is the damn Dragon Shredder.
Yeah.
I have a really good base that I made, and it shreds dragons.
Even
oh,
those
man.
TH9s, I've been seeing them group those things together, and just demolish because they have really high damage. Not a big thing, but if you put a few of them together, man, they can really tear some shit apart.
Yeah, those cord Teslas, man, they can fuck up a dragon and a hog raid.
I'm more scared of the Teslas on my main account than I am of the Infernos.
Wow.
Because then, P.E.K.K.A.s or whatever, but like I need to be able to freeze the Infernos and the Teslas. Otherwise, it's just brutal.
I imagine Teslas get pretty heavy duty after. Mine are just a level 6, and that's Town Hall 8's max. I'm sure they get.
Yeah, pretty.
So every time I've attacked a 9 or a 10, they're always rushed. I don't think I've ever encountered level 7 Teslas even.
And don't you get 2 levels on the Tesla at 8 versus 7?
You get 3.
3.
Yeah, they take forever.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You get levels on each Tesla, 2 on each archer tower, 2 on each cannon, 1 on your mortars, and 2 on each wizard tower.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the defensive upgrades take a while, but luckily the point, like the tower defenses, the archer and the cannon and the point defenses, they only take 4 and 5 days each level.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing too, is I rush my Town Hall 7, so the Town Hall 8 upgrades, I don't even know how far behind I am because, did you put down the drill right away?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I forget these things, but yeah, obviously I dropped my drill immediately.
Would you do, okay, so if you were going to give advice to somebody now, would you do drill or CC first? Or lab? Because those were the 3 things that you said right away, not defenses.
Well, it depends on what your focus is, but if you just got to Town Hall 8 and you did Town Hall 7 right, you should be able to do all 3 at the same time. Maybe you won't have enough money. Maybe that would stop you. I would say either your CC or your drill. I mean, god damn, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's important.
Well,
lab. You got to get that lab done because then upgrades take time too. So lab first.
Lab first,
absolutely.
God, I think it's a tough one because, CC because of war, then you get extra 5 spaces. But the drill, then you can get your king going. Maybe what you should do if you're going to upgrade to Town Hall 8 is to have something while you're starting your Town Hall 8 upgrade. Have one of your last troops start researching, so you can put your drill down. Sorry, so you can put your drill down, and you can put down your CC, and then when that research is finished, then you could do your lab.
Yeah, true.
That dark elixir, man, I just think it's as much as you can keep that thing drilling, and I would even just put it down and upgrade it. I think you get level 2, right, on that?
You get 2 levels on it at Town Hall 8, and I did both of mine consecutively. I did. As soon as it was done, I upgraded it again.
Yeah, it's just so important, especially with those heroes. I mean, it's crazy. So, okay,
yeah.
So then on your defenses, you did air Teslas. What was your next?
Air Teslas, and like I said, with the Teslas, I was doing my archer towers as well.
Okay.
And then say I had a builder free, but not quite enough money, then I do another cannon or something. But I focused on air, and but then I got bored of having all my Teslas down and stopped at 2 of them max, and let that other one sit at level 5 for a few weeks. And then just finished up my splash, really. I mean, once you finish Teslas and air defense, those are the ones with the really big upgrade times. And
I think those archer towers, too, are like one of the things that are most overlooked because...
Yeah.
But those are the things that in the end of those drag attacks are the things pounding those dragons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you put them outside a little bit, they're the ones that just that point defense. So I guess for me, I like the air and ground. You know, that's like the focus. But then mortars are nice for the farming because you don't get really hit much with.
Yeah, I ignored them till the end, but you know, now I shot up on the war map when I just started doing all my defenses. I think 2 weeks ago I was like 5th down, and just today I'm at the top of the 8th on the war list in Kent. But yeah,
how
nice
is your research then? Is that following suit with?
It's my research is almost done. It's my 3 more days on my minions, and then my research will be done, except for my P.E.K.K.A. But I'm going to do that while my town hall is upgrading or blah blah blah. I just got my P.E.K.K.A.s to level 2 like a few days ago, and I've used them for fun in war raids.
Yeah,
but I'm not a.
I still don't really. It took me forever to get my P.E.K.K.A.s maxed out. I mean, because it was the beginning of war, there was no troop, no levels, you know, and like, so all the 10s were having to donate to war CCs and during war day. And I want to say it honestly took me from like, I think when I decided to, I want to say it was like almost like August to January before they were maxed. I mean, it was like just grinding for elixir was so tough.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really, really tough. And that's on my 10. What was your upgrade order? Like for research?
So, it was basically, like right away I got my drags done, of course. And then I started my loons, actually, because that was the closest thing I had to a solid war attack. You know, when you get to Town Hall 8, you know, dragons and loons, they're almost there. My hogs, I still had, you know, 3 levels and my heal spell, a level, and wizards, you know.
Yeah.
So I could pull a dragoon by just doing. So I did my dragons, then my loons. Do you want to, you know, think about what you're focused on, you know, for your war attacks, what your specialty is or what you want to do? You know, I did those 2, and then I started working on my hogs. Once my hogs were done, my wizards for my hog attacks. And then I think I jumped over and did my heal spell.
Okay.
And then I jumped back, and I think at that point I was done with my hog and drag, you know, those combinations. And so then I worked on my farming troops. I did archers and then barbarians and then goblins.
Okay.
And I think I'm leaving something out. So,
obviously
I've ignored minions.
Did you do Velks?
I ignored them. What was that?
Did you do Velks?
Oh, Velks. Yes. I did. Those were more towards, you know, once I had all my troops that I really used done, and I'm getting into, you know, more DE and trying new things. But yeah, I maxed my Velks. I love Velks.
I do too.
They're a lot of fun. If you can find I'm not as good as finding the base as some of your guys are. Some of those dudes in L that really like the Velk.
9s. Yeah. Well, here's what I think I just did this in House of L2 in this last war attack. So I think I traded out a hog and a wizard, and or maybe it was like 2 wizards and 2 hogs or something. And you know how like a lot of the times I have the king on the outside, and you'll send your king at him, or like a golem and a king.
Yeah.
I send 2 Velks because they aggro on those heroes, and they slice and dice like killer bees. Those things flock to them. And they're also a great troop to send around the outside. And I haven't experimented with that much, but if you sent 2 of them around, and most of your base is taken out with the hogs, you know, because sometimes it's down to timing, you know, at the end. If there's one spring trap, only one's going to get sprung because it takes 15 spaces. So knowing that, I mean, I would use them differently. So I think I'm going to do that in my war attack this war, is just take 2 Velks.
Why don't you have what's in your lab right now?
I have wall breakers cooking.
Okay.
So, well, because I'm saving up for my king.
Okay.
To take him to 10. Otherwise, I'd probably put like and this is where, and we should talk about when you'll go to 9. But it's really, because now I have to start working on defenses just to hold it, hold all my dark elixir. But I'm so close that I don't want to save up gold and make myself a bigger target when I've got like 8,000 dark elixir to go.
When I start getting a lot of DE, I start being real careful. I'll put my storages out by my town hall when I start getting a lot of DE. I don't.
You know what? I might
put
just
my
do
elixir
that
out there.
I think I might just do that.
I'll try to give them something, and then that way they have your town hall to snipe, and they have some fucking elixir to get, and they might just decide that that's good enough for that cheap troop cost they spent, and they'll leave me alone.
Yeah, or even put them on all 4 corners and then trap each of the corners so that it takes out a bunch of their troops beforehand.
Yeah, do that too, yeah.
Okay,
that
there was one question I wanted to... Okay, so do you think now, would you have leveled up your lightning with the drags, or... Because, so, previously, you used to be able to zap things, at least, if you wanted. I think the lightning spell is a little bit useless besides, like, those air defenses. I think there'll be a use for it down the road. I mean, it's got to come back, I think. But if you're a drag attacker... So, okay, so let me ask you this advice, or for your advice on this. Somebody I know is... brand new TH8, rush TH8, but for the good reasons, I think. It was like keep, low defenses, then you can, research and start to really work on that part of it, get a second drill. I don't think that's a bad thing to do for Town Hall 8. Now, he's got low lightning, I think level 1. He's got like level 2 heal, level 2 rage. Where would you... And he's got level 2 drags. What would you, like... He's got a second drill down, leveled up. Put the king on the board, and he's, like, almost level 5 king. What would you, like, offensively, what would you tell him to do?
I'm going to assume that he drags? Is that the...
well, yeah, that's about the only thing he really can do.
Yeah. I would say upgrade your drags to 3 and then start getting that lightning up. All 3 spells are equally important, I think, when you drag, because you can either do the 8-13 light, which is 8 drags, 5 loons in your CC and 8 loons in your camp. So it'd be 8 drags, 13 loons, light, which is lightning. Or just do the regular Dragoon, which would probably be the same composition or slightly different, but then either 2 rages and a heal or 2 heals and a rage, which is what I prefer. So, I mean, if you want a big repertoire of drag attacks, like, and where to, there's all that info is out there to learn them all. You want all 3 spells, but first I would do lightning and get ready, because that's the first drag attack you want to master, is the 8-13 light, because it's like the easiest one, where you lightning the 1 AD and then...
I've never done that one.
Oh, it's a real good way to learn. It teaches you, your fundamentals of funneling, and like you learn how to, you gotta wait till the ADs lock onto your drags, but you also gotta wait till the CC aggroes onto your dragons.
Yeah.
Before you drop your loons, or the CC will fucking wreck your loons.
Yes.
Flat.
Especially even in now, like post poison spell.
Yes. Yeah.
And just have a word of advice to people out there. Clams would ask you, Clash of Clams would say, what year is it? Don't put archers in your CC anymore. Because that poison spell is a bitch.
Yeah. I what I like to do is I like to throw in my max troops, right? Say I'm going to be using drag and a drag, but This war, I'm switching it up, and I asked for max Valks because everyone has a dragon, a loon. I don't like being that predictable.
Yeah.
I like to throw them off. But then if I have any troop space left, I like to throw in those little tiny weak ones because then maybe you can get them to use their poison as well. So then they're going to drop their poison and have to still take out your dragon with their regular troops. If they're stupid, they might do that, and then they don't have that poison spell for later on in the raid for your skellies or whatever.
That's a really good point. That's why I think sometimes, like the gobs, I was wondering about that today because somebody, I think it was Nat, she's warring with us, Natalia from the Clash Files, she's warring with us in House of L. Yeah. And she hadn't specified, and I think I threw 3 goblins, and a lot of people are asking for them. But if you see a few of those troops come out, all of a sudden you have to deal with the little ones. That's I didn't think about that.
I learned, where was it? I think it was in SOAS. It was Nate. Was it? Yeah, Nate in SOAS was, if I'm wrong, I'm going to feel like a dumbass, but he would, put a mix in the CCs that really messed with the speed so that,
the slow and the fast.
Yeah, you don't know if the lure's done yet, and then, you have to wait there forever for the slow witch, but fucking archers and goblins have already been down there pounding your troops while you wait for the witch, and this is all before the update, too, before Poison, so...
Yeah, but I really can...
I show as before Poison came out.
And I could see how this would work now, because, like, Sasquatch has been putting a mix in, and there's other people in the clan that I'm forgetting right now, but they'll put a mix in like that, and it might be minions and stuff. But if you're getting hit with hogs, that's a really good point. Or it's something to think about is instead of just a big lumbering troop, make them waste their poison and not do it with your skellies. Not waste it on skelly traps.
Yeah, it's worth a try. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, I just like to give people with my CC something they're not expecting. And then it hopefully also be something that actually works. But anymore, it's like the dragon, it's going to work for a while. It throws, it throws a number of people off, but everyone's eventually going to master the dragon CC kill. And you can do it with pretty minimal troops, like 4 barbs and a couple wizards. So eventually it's going to wear off,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always like an evolution and something happens or like, somebody figures out the next thing. Like this last war we had, like it was really hard to lure and that sucked. So I ended up waking my queen for no reason, just to fail. But dealing, but you could pretty much, I knew that there was a dragon in the CC. And it's like, how are we starting to figure all this out? And like with mine, I used to use the pig dog in my CC on my main, and it was working really awesome. And then it's half pig dogs, half loon, or half dragons, or mostly dragons and some pig dogs. And so I just switched mine to Spaceman. Said put in 3 giants and 4 loons, and that's done some work. Because it's really high hit points. The poison doesn't work.
Oh, it's anti-poison.
Yeah, it's anti-poison.
But then that's a good idea, man.
Yeah, because it's got because then you've got, no matter what, the giants are coming out and they're slow, like the loons. And then if there's a witch, or you've got them shooting ground and then air, or not with the splash damage from wizards, they're not just going to hit splash damage on air troops, or whatnot.
Yeah.
So it worked really good. I had 4 defensive wins, and it wasn't a great clan. I mean, that hit, but I got hit 3 times, and then they put a star on me.
Nice.
So
that's always nice. It's nice when your base holds up. It makes you feel good.
Yeah. What was cool about it was you got to see them hit it a few different ways.
Yeah. The base I use majority of the time now, I'm actually using a different one this war, if I remember to switch it out. But I've been using it. It's the base I built it when I got to 1 hive. They have really specific specifications. Fucking redundant. And you have to build a base.
Specific specifications. I like that.
And I built it, and it held up. Over there was actually the best wars I saw. It'd get hit by a go wipe, a drag, and a hog army. And this happened a few different wars. And then the fourth attack, or fifth or sixth, they'd finally drop a 9 down. And lately, I don't get hit with as many attacks before they drop that 9 down. But they still have to use a 9 to take me out, and that's always nice.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
Never been 3'd by an 8 with this base.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, where was your walls in the mix?
My walls. Oh, I looked at this earlier today, and then I forgot. But I'm at. You asked where I'm at with my walls, right? I've got less than 100 skulls left. So once my defenses are done, I have to start one more wizard tower and one more archer tower, actually. So, and I actually have the builders free. I almost have enough to start the wizard tower, and I'll start the archer tower tomorrow. Once I start those, all the rest of my gold will be funneled into walls. I'll be done with my walls in like 2 days. So,
what were your walls when you got to 8? Were they?
Oh, they're max. Completely. When I got to 8, they were completely 100% purple.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And so
I've maxed walls at every TH.
And what's the max at 8? Is it 8?
It's level 8. They're little hollow. They're the skull walls, but they look like hollow points to me.
Yeah. I never realized that they were skull walls until like somebody was like, skull walls. I'm like, what are you talking about? And like, you had to zoom in. I'm like, oh, okay.
Zoom in and see that they're skulls. Yeah. I remember I was a big noob, and I would never know what the fuck anyone was talking about in clan chat. Like, they'd be like, skulls and zaps and lavas and WTATs, and oh my God, I'd be so lost. I'd be like, I think I didn't know what a zap was for the longest time.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You when you introduce a new player to the game, and they're going along, and you're like talking about it, and you're like, well, you're TH and you're CC, and all of a sudden they're like, what? Clan Castle, and it's like all this lingo that like you like inherently know, and I think it's like because a lot of times like people like if they listen to the podcasts, and so they come to the clan, and it's like we all speak, pig dog, really, and so you really forget like lava walls. What's that? Like
2-3-2s and 21s.
Yeah,
shit. A lot of people don't know what those are. Like,
I remember when
started talking.
Mighty Buzzard came to the clan. He's like 2-2-3, and we're like, what? And you have to put it out every time. Now I can do 2-2-3, and I understand it, but most of the time I fuck it up and write 3-3-2 for some reason.
Yeah.
Just seems like
know what you mean.
Yeah, I know what I mean. So you max out your walls at 7. If you weren't maxed at 7 and you came to 8, where would you put the walls in importance?
I think they're becoming less and less important in a way. They still feel important to me when I'm getting farm raided, though.
Yeah.
They stop the troops that raid me. But
as soon as Brittany's went to purple, it was like farm raids went down.
Purple is a big jump.
Yeah.
In the beginning when I was focusing on offense, I usually always had a free builder, and my gold wasn't going into anything. So I did a lot of my skull walls then. So I guess if they weren't purple, that's when I would have done a lot of them. But ever since then, it's been non-priority.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do one every once in a while just for the fuck of it. But mainly they're sitting until the end. That's the last thing I'm going to do. And like I said, once it's the last thing, it will literally take a day or two. Like I said, I have like 90 left. So you figure, that ain't going to take long at all.
Yeah. Well, 500 a pop.
Yeah. But you just push it out and farm real hard.
Yeah. And I've just been collecting, and if you're just collecting or if you're a casual player, keep your research going. Funnel your gold into, I would say, funnel your gold into walls, because at least that way it forces. If you've got the right things upgraded so far, or wherever your place in war is, at least it forces people into certain attacks, and then you can focus on specific defenses.
Well, and then you're not either building up a ton of gold to get hit for, or putting it into defenses, which you're going to fuck up your weight, if you're not ready.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, if you're saving up for elixir, I would think keep one low, and keep your town hall outside, for God's sakes. And then just pump it into the walls and keep the gold low, and don't worry about your builders in certain cases. Make yourself stronger for war that way, and then play, because like the stronger walls forces attacks into like go wipe or to drag attacks or hog. Well, I guess, yeah. Go wipes will slow down because of the tougher walls. Drag attacks will still be there, but if you've got your air defenses up, it shouldn't be too bad. But then there's the hog thing. And if you're paying attention, double giant bombs, look at great bases, ask people share with them all the time. Or if you see somebody in a war that just kills your clan, copy their base.
Yeah.
Take a picture of it normal, and then take a picture of it demolished, so you can see where the bombs are and stuff, and where the Teslas are.
Yeah. No internet bases.
Yeah.
If you're not good at building bases and you're new, ask your clanmates if they have a file of old bases or anything, so you don't have to go find a forum base.
Yeah, because that's everybody knows. There's always a video on how to beat it, and it's always something that somebody's already done. If you're up with a halfway decent clan.
Yeah, true. A lot of clans aren't going to even have a file like that, even if they are decent. But
yeah,
someone might have an old picture or something.
And I got to tell you, I wouldn't know. But like, there's people in my clan that are like, oh, like Clash of Clans. I mean, pretty much everybody besides me. They're like, oh no, that's an internet base. That's an internet base. Oh, here's a video on how to beat it. That type of thing. So, hey, so before we, we're about an hour, so we'll keep going. But there's a couple things that you had wanted to talk about. The Clash babes.
Yeah, okay, we'll just start. You can just hit my asterisk points. Clash babes. What I wanted to bring up on this issue. I heard the episode the other day with. It was a Saturday Night Hive. It was Bella and. Well, I'm not going to pull it up, but it was two girls from Clash babes. One girl, I think she runs a clan with her husband called DM or something. And the other girl was Bella, of course, who's in Morning Swords, I think, in Clash babes. So they were talking about what it's like to be a girl in this game. And I know from experience I've seen, and then Ree was talking about it on the Clashcast.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for a lot of these girls that step forward and lead clans. And you'll notice a lot of girls, there's another Queen Mom. A lot of women will have these clans with a lot of war wins. And I think, it's a man's world in video gaming. I'm not saying that as a chauvinist. I'm saying that as
demographic-wise.
Demographically, it's a man's world. They come in here and they deal with a lot of shit and dick pics and fucking disrespect and just all the shit they normally deal with, but it's like intensified because people think in the digital world you can just act however fuck you want.
Right.
And
especially
I just want to give a shout out
when they're not tied to a profile.
What was that?
I said, especially in Clash when you're like really pretty anonymous. You're not tied to like a Facebook page or something like that. Like a physical property.
Yeah, there's repercussions and all of these girls have stories. And a handful of stories, a bag full of them just being treated like shit. And I really hate that. And this will segue into my next point when I get there. I have a lot of respect for the girls because a lot of guys look at them as a motherly figure instead of a girl I want to fuck. And that helps a lot. I mean, look at, everyone in Kent has the utmost respect for Natalia, and the female leaders really command a lot of respect from their clanmates, but then you go into global or you get new people. Or imagine when these girls are coming up in the game, they go through a lot, and just that they stick to it and keep playing the game. And, they must decide at some point to not let the bullshit bother them. And it's commendable. I admire that.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh, I have to say, like, I have Natalia is one of my favorite people in the entire world. I love her to death. And she has been an amazing part of the Kryptonian family because she was, besides Lady Boneyard, the only female clasher really that I knew. There were some in Minnesota Nice and stuff and been around, but she was like the first female leader that I knew. And she really did, an amazing job at that people never saw, like behind the scenes, like pulling people together, taking on the role of, what is it? Mediator. And she deserves, 1,000 thanks. And she dealt with a lot of bullshit that I should have dealt with. Instead, but people wouldn't have maybe said certain things to me that they did to her and went through a lot of shit. So I think there is like a whole different side to the game, as a female player that I think people do go through, and in a lot of different respects. And I'm with you. I think that's really amazing. And I'm very thankful to I've known Natalia, and I know there's a lot of other female players, especially like over in K Farmhouse 2.0, I think, right? And I can't remember if there's 5 over in there or where they were talking about a few of them that I knew, like Fox and really amazing people. And I can't imagine some of the shit that they've had to deal with just being female, but also some of the great things that come to clans because of those female players.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they don't seem to be, like, in my experience, power hungry, like narcissists or anything like that. They're about like the clan and
the clan usually,
and the community, and it's really a benefit when they're able to draw people together like they do. I think that's what's made Kent a great place. And
I think so. I think Natalia is an integral part of the place Kent is, and
the family, Kryptonian family.
Yeah. To tail in that, I will say real quick, on TeamSpeak, I've talked to Hallian, I've talked to Rancid, I've talked to Coop. I have talked to Bryce on TeamSpeak. I have never talked to Natalia, and I know you're listening, so fucking hit me up, because I've been in Kent Farmhouse now for almost 2 months, and I haven't had a damn conversation with you.
Weird, you must just miss her. Because, like, you must pop in at the wrong times or something.
We must miss each other, yeah.
Because
we miss each other, I'm sure.
Because even like in L, she'll pop into the L chat sometimes on her drive home from work. And say hi to people.
Know she gets on it on her way home from work, and we live in the same time zone. I should know exactly when that is, but just not a time of the day when I'm on. I'm more of a night person, I think.
Yeah, and I think she's been really busy lately. But yeah, I'll let her know.
Well, I imagine she'll know when she hears it. So
yeah.
You know what's funny? The other day I was playing Agario, which is it's a fun game. Try it out. But
is it on?
I saw
iTunes.
It's a mobile game, or it's on PC. You can get it in the Play Store. You're just a cell eating other cells, and you grow. But then this competitive team aspect comes in.
Cool.
And it the game doesn't save stats or anything. It's just you play, you die, you start over. But I was in there and I ran into, you have your name on your cell, and I ran into a Bryce. And I'm like, I wonder if that's Bryce. So I fed him a little mass, and we helped each other out. And sure enough, 30 seconds later, I ran into a fucking Natalia. So I know it had to be them, playing at the same time on the same server, probably sitting in the living room together.
Oh my God.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Can you chat?
No, there's no chat. There's no communication whatsoever.
Just
it's a
feeding
very
masses to
unique
people.
Yeah, you need to check
Oh
it
my
out.
God.
You're just cells, and you eat other cells. You can only eat
Argario?
things that are smaller than you. Yeah, Agario, Agario.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. I saw it on YouTube. Like I think Chief Pat was like playing it, and I don't like watching Chief Pat or Galadon, but both of them make pretty cool Agario videos.
Cool.
They're good at it. So so that was going to segue if I can just kind of
Segue away.
Okay, into trolling, which I troll, but my meaning of trolling is probably different than I heard like Coop's meaning of trolling, because I see the trolling that's a lot more malicious. I don't do that. You know, when I say I'm trolling global, it's pretty much me just giving people an opportunity to make themselves look like idiots. You know, that's when I'm trolling, what I'm doing. I'm not out looking to make people feel bad or hurt people or attack people. So, do you remember back when they brought this up on one of the podcasts, when there was that podcast called The Pansies? I mean that clan called,
I think it was the Clash cast with the
and co-star
Maniacs.
Rob Tosh over there. Well, I as well went over there, but this is when I was really new on Twitter and I hadn't come to Camp Farmhouse yet. But I went over there and got in their clan, and basically I talked to Rob Tosh about it. I couldn't do what he did. I blew my top way too quick and just started talking shit to the dude. I couldn't bide my time by, you know, but so
Staring
on another
ignorance
point,
in the face is kind of difficult sometimes.
Yeah. So I talked shit and then reported him to Supercell. And the other day I'm on Global, and there's this kid from a white supremacist clan. His clan is like the white power movement. And he's in Global, all whites only, whites. And I'm like, you know, bro, shut up. This isn't the place for that. And he's like, oh, you're just jealous you want to be white and just, you know, fuck N-word, fuck this. And I was like, hey, and I reported him. And I was like, report this guy. And everyone's like, oh, no, it's not that bad. He's just a kid. And I'm like, bro, I'm German. I'm, you know, if you know, I'm the ultimate white race. And fucking, I was like, that's not what it's about. I was like, if you're a kid, if you weren't a kid, you know what I was saying. But it's funny that no one wanted to report him. 5 minutes later, every person in that chat, in that Global, had reported him to Supercell because he just wouldn't stop.
Dick.
He just, you know, and there was like Pakistanis and, you know, Indians and stuff in that Global chat. And he was just, and why are you choosing Clash of Clans as to be your fucking soapbox?
Get out of Global. Like,
yeah.
You know, what did you just come from? Like,
yeah, you know, it's that they're just doing it to troll, because obviously you're not going to go into Global and expect, you know, there not to be any other than whites, you know. Okay, that's horrible, malicious trolling, and I
So what is trolling? It's like getting a reaction out of people, right? Is that? I mean,
I guess so, yeah.
And then, but there's the troll that is like the malicious.
Just trying to make people mad. Like, I won't say any name. Just trying to make people mad and like talking shit and being really mean, and like maybe because you were picked on as a kid, you got to be mean to people, and just like really poking people with sticks and talking shit about their product and their medium and their art. Like, fuck you. If you don't like it, don't listen.
Yeah. And God forbid.
I'm actually talking to a specific person right now. And
God forbid that the troll that fucks with illness. God forbid. Will end up on a milk carton. It has happened.
Yeah. I know how to deal. Luckily, I figured out how to deal with them pretty early.
So hilarious.
So I don't get messed with in Twitter. Because that's where I really hate it there. Because that's like your social... It can be like your social like identity, and you know, you think I'm a piece of shit, but 8 million other people don't, and they don't need to see your biased, one-sided, fucking retarded opinions about me. You know, it's just so stupid. Anyway, I don't know if I hit the point like I want, but
well, yeah. So okay, so you go troll, but you're talking to people. You're basically like, oh, if somebody's an idiot, then it's like, hey, dude, you're fucking moron. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I'll kind of, I'll report people who are being sexist or racist, but basically, like, you'll give up. People will see like a nice base, and they'll start talking about how nice it is, and you just give people a little more rope. And I don't know what it is. It's just like I give opportunity to make themselves look dumb or look, and I know that's not nice either. But
Well,
I'm doing global, and it's usually to make points.
but it's not
Like
you.
if to let me into their clan and give me for no reason.
Yeah.
I'll kick two people out and invite them back just to show them that you probably shouldn't give to strangers.
I did that with Brittany once. She went whoring it up on global. It went into somebody's clan. They invited me. They're like, yeah, you can have and they gave me and I was like, well, I'm gonna go fix your clan description, change clan settings. Pretty soon I'm an elder. I'm like, no, dude, I was just fixing this, and you shouldn't let everybody in here. You shouldn't do this. Don't act like you're desperate. People want to come to that party. Like, I don't know. And so then I woke up the next morning hungover. Yeah. But it was fun.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get drunk and wake up in another clan.
This guy let me in, and all I was doing was asking him questions, and it made him feel like an idiot, I guess. I was like, do you have any out-of-game communication? I was trying to give him some pointers on how to run a better clan.
Yeah.
And I guess it made him feel dumb because he kicked me out. And your message that why you've been kicked out was fuck you. All I was doing was talking to him.
Yeah. Like, hey, look, we can help. Well, God, it's got to be so hard to start a clan too. Like, God forbid.
Imagine.
I mean, me and Bomir tried to do it like anonymously. It was just a nightmare, So it's like if you can start to gravitate towards other people that are like-minded, people. Like the K-Fam's been a great place. I mean, it started with like the 2 clans, and it's grown because there's other people that have wanted to be part of it, and yeah.
This is how I found a home, was K-Fam and Fits and all this. Like, I went from hopping around. I was on a spiritual clash journey, into trying to find a place where I could war on a high level. And obviously I didn't make that, but I found war on a high level still, I mean, we take war really seriously in Kent. Like,
yeah,
you don't get kicked for bad performances, but I mean, you have to get every single attack approved. And, we make sure we're doing it right. But,
and you ask for, it's people who want to learn. It's like like-minded people who want to war and want to learn something, like.
I've made so many friends. I have a whole community now. Like, I have a Twitter following. I have a Twitter presence. I have Line, and it's like 8 different Line chats, and, TeamSpeak. It's like my Clash world has blossomed since I came into the Fits community. I
might be at home by myself on a Friday night, but I'm amongst friends. I got to tell you, like, I feel very social. Like, yeah, well, I'll just talk to this person and do, like, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty fun. And I'm learning a ton all the time from everybody.
All the time. Every time you go on TeamSpeak, you can learn. Sometimes I'll just hop on and listen to whoever's talking.
Yeah.
It's a podcast kind of.
That's why we're doing like the L Unfiltered.
Dude. So good.
Yeah, because those guys are so interesting to listen to. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we just do a Twitter and then Twitch, and anybody who wants to Twitch from L can Twitch. We'll do the channel. And so MC Scrubs and Clams have been doing it, and then Benji's been on, and they go in, and because it's like watching or listening to them strategize or talk about a base or anything like that. I'm like, just do whatever you want. Like, look at them, watch replays, or just strategize bases, go and attack, do whatever, And so it's been really cool. And we just put it, I just got some of them exported over to YouTube. So there's the Twitch L Unfiltered. There's going to be more stuff coming. And then it's on YouTube now. So all the previous broadcasts are
Nice.
up on the L Unfiltered YouTube channel.
Nice. I've missed a few. And for anyone out there who's a Town Hall 8 or 9, it could possibly be the best place, one of the best places to learn right now. In my head, it kind of it supersedes what Jake's doing right now because he's kind of cut back a little. And when I watch L Unfiltered, I learn so much. Like JP and McScrubbs, they're really good commentators, and they're showing really good attacks and breaking it down simply and easily. And it's just, there's a lot of information to take in, and it's not hard to take it in. You know, it's not.
Yeah,
I
just loved listening to them on the TeamSpeak. I'm just like, yeah, you know, they're talking about, well, you could throw in this, and I'm like, okay, that's really cool. Okay, DPS, and I'll ask them things, and they know like this and that, and I think the TH9s especially are the attacks on a TH9 to 3-star so balanced and so like fine tuned that, and the game's constantly changing that. They're like, you have to be so on it. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. And there'll be a lot of different stuff coming over the next few months and going on.
Yeah, your 9s, dude, are, ever since your Nerding Out episode with the 3 of them, not that that's all of them, but now that I've come into your TeamSpeak and now that I'm actually in L2, I've warred with you guys in L proper, I've met a ton of these guys, and your 9s they're amazing. They're on another level, and it's weird because it's like all of them. It's not like 1 or 2 of them. They are like a well-oiled machine. Your 9s are sick.
Well, and we're going to do a Nasty 9 episode because that's what DP calls them, the Nasty 9s, next week. But and I think like for people listening, it's really like important. That the 9s in the clan are great attackers, and they're amazing. They strategize, they do everything. They'll go in and they don't 3-star every time. Like usually what happens is they have a really great strategy. One of them goes in, maybe they 3-star on a first try, but not I would say at least not 50% of the time. And what happens is they plan out this great war map or this great plan, and then something goes wrong, and then they go back, and then the next person, and like Huffer was talking about this with Clams, they kind of switch attacks. So they look at what went right and what went wrong, and then they tweak, and then they go in and hit it again.
Just make the little tweaks rather than coming at it with a whole new attack from a whole new.
Yeah.
Me and a couple guys have been talking about that, but I love how you threw in, they just switch it up because then McScrub takes.
Well, Huff said that last night, that's what's been happening, that they kind of switched it up, but they're both strategizing the same base. So I don't know exactly how that's been going on, but he had mentioned something like that, like they had, but I really this week it come to the realization as a 10, because like I was talking with Clash Clams, and I'm like, okay, where do I need to go? You know, I come into war, maybe I'm, you know, stuff's been going on, but they're in the TeamSpeak right now. And he goes, you know what? Do what Huffer did on whatever 9 to get that last 3-star, because you get a 99%. He goes, except do this. Drop this thing first, then this thing, and then you have an extra heal spell because you're a 10. And I think you're right on, and this is a big lesson I've learned over the last like week and a half, and I've told these guys, I think it's so like brilliant, is that I don't need to go in with my TH10 attack and try something completely different. I can take the attack that almost worked, and if there was things that could be tweaked in it, with a great strategy that they go in with on the first time, and if there's something that just didn't quite work, I can, as a 10, and this is why I think I've been fucking up so bad on TH9s, is I have to go in with a TH10 army, or, you know, what I'm used to, instead of recreating their great attack with my 20 extra spaces and an extra heal spell. And then that's why, like, my TH8 has been, like, Brittany doing the hog attacks. Like, I did my first hog attack as a TH10 in war, you know, or from a very long time ago, just on Huffer's attack, because he got 99%. Dropped a few things the same, maybe adjusted spells if the spells were off a little bit, and that could have saved it. But you look at the one attack, you don't have to reinvent an entire attack if there was a great strategy there the first time. If that makes sense.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. And I can't believe it never occurred to me before, but there were certain attacks that I'm not familiar with, and that's why I like strategizing with those guys is, really fun. And I'll listen to tell me what to do. And I attack live on TeamSpeak all the time, because then they can yell, they can be like, no, drop that. Of course it's like a 5-second delay or something. I'm like, I already did. I'm good. But it keeps me calm. So, but yeah, it's been pretty fun. So, and okay, so the other one, your point was how the game changes at TH8 and it's no longer a spam game.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Nope.
I just feel I saw a lot of old players in my old clan who were real excited to make the leap to 8. And then once they got there, after a while, not just in the beginning, but after a while, I saw them just drop off in activity and enjoyment because they couldn't just spam dragons in anymore. People that I thought were going to flourish at Town Hall 8, but they didn't have enough to make that transition past the little bit of strategy it takes to Dragoon. And then once they got to the more max level, when you get towards the top of 8, you can't use drags anymore. I mean, you can, but they're no longer a solid 3-star strategy.
When you run up against those level 6 air defenses and the high wizard towers and archer towers, Brittany can't do it with any, the heroes. And I'm sure there are people out there that can do that, but it becomes a different game, and you have to learn how to hog. And that's what some of our 9s are saying, we have to our 8s really need to start to focus on upgrading their hogs and do that, because some of our matchups, you got to be able to do that, or at least learn or try, in one attack. Cause and with Brittany, I tried many times, but every time there was level 6 air defenses, no matter if I could take out this one, there just wasn't enough there weren't enough spells. If that makes,
it's really hard.
Yeah. It's
they just don't have enough steam,
And if you don't have the versatility of the other attack, if you don't have the versatility of a hog attack or a dragon attack, then you're really handcuffed in those attacks, I think.
Yeah.
And also think about it this way, is that so between January 23rd and May 1st, you went through 7 town halls.
Yeah.
And then it took 2.5 months to get through 8, or get to the end of 8. And I think that's where you start to really differentiate the players, the real players, the players that are going to play for a while.
True, because it takes more commitment. You have to farm a Town Hall 8, but if you don't, it's going to take.
Yeah.
It's going to take a year.
Research takes a long time.
Yeah.
Everything starts to get to that point where you're waiting for 5 days, and you've got to build that long-term strategy, things that we talked about with the upgrade order, of hogs. It's going to take 30 days to max out your hogs from level 1. So it's a really interesting transition. And I think that's why, most of the time that's when people find the podcast and stuff, when they get up to that level, 7 or 8, and they go, okay, well, now I think I really want to be a serious player. And it's not that I'm going to make you a serious player, but it's that they're curious enough to be looking for a podcast or something like that. And that's kind of how I think we all find each other, in the community.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of reaching out at 8 and above.
Rigoletto asked on Twitter, Merik, do you write? And if so, what do you write?
It's funny that he asked, do I? Because he knows that I do. from a conversation we had. I've been writing since I was 11.
Nice.
I write short fiction, and it's like poetry, but I guess it'd be closer to like how you'd write songs. And there's no structure. There's not like, stanza, verse, like it's not set up like a lot of traditional poetry writing is. But and I've been published 7 or 8 times in my life, and I'm currently writing a novel.
About
the fictional biopic. So it's basically a memoirs or a like a biography, but told in more of a told in as a story, and then some stuff is going to be changed and altered
to protect
a little bit just to follow along with the story.
Okay.
So,
to protect the characters.
What I'm doing now. And
so, what kind of fiction? Like, is it like mostly that type of fiction, or is it?
Yeah, it's fiction. The short fiction. It's it's the stuff when you're in the bookstore. It's just all in the novel section.
Okay.
But I guess it's a lot. It's real dark. I don't know if you're familiar with Chuck Palahniuk. He wrote Fight Club.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With Chuck Palahniuk, Neil Gaiman's a sci-fi writer.
I've read him.
Stephen King. I read a lot of dark stuff, and it comes through just real dark fiction is what I write, I guess.
Cool. I'll have to think of some for you. Yeah, knowing those couple authors. Okay. And so you had a few questions for me.
Oh, I do. Yeah, that's right. Well, I want to know. So I remember getting hooked in the game, as I said earlier, with War early on. But then I think in the last month, the addiction, a lot of it's the social aspect, but it's increased to the point where whenever I'm gone from my house where my Wi-Fi is, I was just like, I can't wait to get home so I can jump online and get my raid in. At what point did you realize that this game was like the game for you? Like, when did you realize that you were hooked?
Well, I'm not much of a gamer, believe it or not. But I think for me, it was, I think I got lucky because I think it was when Boneyard and I both started playing. And so we hung out like here and there and stuff. But when we got together, it was like, we'd talk about it. And I was like, oh, we could, we're talking about this. And, this is happening. We were in the same clan. And it kind of took on a real social aspect. I think like, and I really liked it, and we podcasted about it for a year. But then like when War came out, and I think I just get more hooked the more people I meet and how cool, like, and rich, because I think the community has become richer, better, and even things like TeamSpeak and all these things. It's like this game just gets better for me, like over time, and there's all these things that come up, the updates and so like when first getting hooked, I think it's like a long draw. I really liked it. I think it's fun to play. I think it's fun because you can just take a few days off and, you might go, yeah, I really need to be playing. But then if you're just not, you're like, well, my camp got raided, a bunch of times. It doesn't really matter that much. But it's still, I think I'm just getting hooked more and more as I talk to more people and hang out, I guess.
I think that's how I feel too. It's just, it's not plateauing. It's just, it keeps going up.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if I'm getting hooked so much with the game, but I'm finding it richer and the community like fuller. Yeah,
it's more the community than the game. I would have quit. I don't know if I would have quit without the community yet, but I know War wouldn't have kept me involved the way it has because video games I've never been a gamer. I mean, yeah. I played as a kid, and then I got hooked on Final Fantasy VII as an adult. The one game, and when I played it and I beat it, and I moved on. I think the social aspect is really what does it. And at this point in my life, you know, I'm an adult with an adult life and kids and a family. I don't have a lot of room for social.
Yeah.
You know, and this definitely adds, you know, gives me a social aspect back to my life. A very full, rich one.
It's like going to a bowling league every night and being able to like be with your friends and like, because it's like I said, it's like like-minded people that gravitate towards each other, have fun sense of humor, gives your day more depth and character, I think, by being able to, you know, you pop in, somebody says something funny, and, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just fun. It's like, you might think it's a computer, you know, a little mobile app or a game, but there's the chat, but there's 1,000 other dimensions to it. And I think that it's a much richer environment than probably anybody could have imagined starting the game.
Yeah, I agree.
And it keeps growing to me. Yeah, I'm totally with you. I don't know, like every month it is better and cooler, I guess.
It's definitely getting better and cooler. I'm afraid of what might happen. I know we're gearing towards wrap up, so I'm afraid of what might happen. My suspicion is that Supercell has heard our cries, and come fucking Helsinki, they're gonna. This is what I think. I could be wrong. You know, fuck me, whatever, shoot me.
The speculation is fine.
I think they're gonna give us matching or something along those lines. I think they're gonna do something. They've heard our cries. You know, they're gonna have all these people out there. I think they're gonna unveil it at the convention by, you know, showing us it. You know, by having a
clans match.
And if they give us that, I'm hoping that when you matched up with someone, and then I'll match. You should have a choice on wartime. 24 hours in 24 hours. That's a long time. You could do it in like a 10-10 war. You could do 6 hours and 12 hours, or, you know, something along those lines. You could choose different prep times and different war times. That's all me. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I really think they're going to give us matching in October. And if they do that, the game's just going to become that much more rich, because then you'll be able to pick who you're interacting with on the versus side. And, you know, our communication apps that enable us to talk to the opposing team.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's just going to get that much better if they do that.
Well, you know, everybody, we're asking for clan wars for a long time, and it happened. I think because I think it's a cry you can't go without hearing.
Yeah. No.
So I can totally see that coming. I think the intricacies of it are. I almost think in some ways it's going to be a little bit different than we would imagine it, only because of, you know, the war weights and, you know, even trying to match now, it would you'd have to fit within this, or maybe it's like, hey, you want to match? Now you have to select the players to make it match, you know? And maybe they have a different ranking system I think the fundamentals of it, that's the hard, because it's easy to be like, well, you know, we want to match Zod, but if we start doing our base weights, just might not work. And then the one other thing I think is the clan XP. So that's the one thing with the shorter times. I wish we could do shorter times, but between prep day. But I think the only other fact, they'd have to change the clan XP, because then people could level up super fast.
Yeah, you'd have to take away I think XP and loot. The only thing you get out of it is the joy of warring. It should be, you know. Yeah. Then there's no way to.
I'd imagine it maybe and I've said this before, the clan league. If you were if your clan league because of, your war weights within this or whatever. And I think I was talking about war wins before, but if your war weights within this is you're in clan league, green or whatever it is, and you have to be in the green zone for you guys to match up. I don't know how it'd work, but Boner and I were talking about this last night. I think that, that would be a really good one to debut there. I bet there'll be a new Dark Troop, because that's when I think about Pig Dogs came out.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a new Dark Troop. They've given us a lot of defenses, and, they've given us troop levels, but no new troop for a while. Not since I started playing it.
Yeah. It's really hard to think about what's going to be. I'm still reeling from this last update. And I'm happy about it, because it's the first time in a long time that I haven't been like, okay, where's our next update, weeks later.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's still sitting pretty. Still everywhere. I'm still struggling with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got spells to do, and everything. I'm just working on my heroes. It's been a real freaking grind.
The struggle is real.
So, your last question on your email was, how do you fight to get clash time in? What do you sacrifice?
Yeah.
Everything. No, just kidding. Depends. What don't I?
Yeah.
No, it's for me, it's easy to pop in. I do feel bad, if I'm not around, at certain times, in a war. But I kind of look forward to it. And I guess I don't really, in some ways, I don't feel like I sacrifice. I feel like I might not go to a movie or something, because I'm like, ooh, war's going to start, and I want to see how it goes. But I find it is exciting, is doing something like that. So, I guess I don't know if I've really sacrificed a lot in terms of having to give up something, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Sacrifice, maybe that could be the wrong word. The only thing I sacrifice is sleep.
Yeah, that's been a few nights.
I do to make sure that my schedule, make sure that every day has that clash, and I think multiple times a week I'll make deals with my wife, I got to do this, I got to farm this up and then do this for attack.
Yeah.
After that, I'll put the phone down for the rest of the day, and she's cool with it. My second account is because she started trying to play the game and then gave up.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
actually trying again. So, and she's gotten farther than she did the last time.
My advice to you, don't give her any advice. Just let her play. And then if she asks, be like, well, what do you think? What would you want? Because then it'll be hers.
Yeah. She got 2 full rides on softball in college. She's extremely competitive. And I'm hoping once she gets to that point in this game and starts warring, she'll fall in love with it like I did.
Yeah.
And then it will be, then it won't be an issue as much anymore.
Words of advice, just let her ask for advice down the road. Okay, I've just done this. What do you think? Well, then you can kind of, get, peppered in for the competitive people. It works.
She actually asked me to do her walls for her because I did them the last time. And I told her that I was like, I'd like you to do them, then you'll learn faster. And she was totally down with it. She's more of a gamer than I am. So
Cool. Yeah, I guess the sacrifice thing. I don't know. It's always trade-offs, right? It's like there's a lot of stuff. But yeah, I think it's been a much richer experience. Well, we're in hour 40, so we should probably wrap up.
You've got an editing job ahead of you, huh?
No, it'll just go up just like this.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I don't cut it down to like a certain time or anything. I try to keep it within a certain megabyte, in the output. But yeah, no, it'll go up. So it's been really cool talking to you, and I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Most definitely
down the road, because the Town Hall 8 stuff, and you didn't even talk about like your other accounts really. Or really even getting too much about, war stuff yet. So, and
we kind of nerded out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Oh yeah, I do. I have a couple. College boy, Danny boy. He's in Kemp Farmhouse too.
Oh, cool.
He's a student at Akron, at Ohio State. Really cool guy. Omni Ditto. He's also in Kent 2. Fucking very good attacker. He's like, he's right there with me on the map, and he's blowing me away right now. I'm in a slump, and he's making me look like a fucking chump with his hog attack.
I've been in a slump too.
Both these guys are kids. Danny's a Town Hall 10, so I want to give a shout out to them and to Gwen and Bella. Just all these people have been really nice to me, and I look forward to talking to them every day and, hanging out and shit.
Great community. I want to shout out, I guess, the entire House of L. I want to shout out Spaceman in particular, who, if Spaceman was really paying attention to my war attacks, he wouldn't feel like he's in such a slump. He's got great strategy. He goes in, and this is what I was saying about like the 9s, right? The 9s, when they go in first, will have a great strategy, and it might just not pan out. And then the next person goes in, and most of the time will 3-star in the second, or maybe the third, depending. But you forget about the people that go first, because on the war map, it's usually the people that got the 3, but it's their contributions that makes that 3 just as real. And so he's been he's been down on himself about his war attacks, but his war attacks have not been bad. And so I want to give a shout out to him, and everybody in House of L. In House of L 2, if people want to stop by and war, it's a brand new clan. We're leveling it up and seeing what happens with it. So if you want to stop by there, you certainly can. Shout out to all the other podcasts. Thanks for the entertainment last weekend. SOAS, Clash Files, Clashcast, and Rig. And thank you, Merik, for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, I had fun. So I guess I'll see you in game.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. And we'll see when we can round up Nat. So keep it clashy.
Yeah. All right. Keep it clashy. Thanks.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.